Hey everybody, let's take a look at a science fiction one-shot called Techwhispers by Alex Schneider. Now this is pay what you want on drivethrurpg, and I'll have a link down in the description. You can use it with any science fiction type role-playing game, as it is system agnostic. One thing that kind of grabbed my attention when it says inspired by Babylon 5's episode Endgame, so I was like, oh, that's cool. It's got a neat introduction here, well written. Pretty much there is a sarcophagus like container that's going to be in a storage area, and it's going to suddenly unlock, and a humanoid hand reaches out and takes hold of the container's edge, and it's going to pretty much escape from the sarcophagus. It limps through what seems to be a storage space as if looking for something. So a neat little kind of intro narrative right there. And you're going to be part of the crew of the destroyer Apollo. This has to do with Earth and Mars and their kind of battle back and forward. And all of a sudden, all hands on deck, since you are a low-key member of the crew currently standing by, and your Lieutenant Hodges is going to run around and see you and say, hey, you all, there seems to be a problem with some systems. The General suspects an intruder on board who arrived with the last shipment of supplements from Mars. Find and eliminate the threat. What are you waiting for? Go. So what's really happening? So an intruder was smuggled on board the Apollo. And now what this is going to be is a human telepath cybernetically brainwashed and enhanced by alien technology to be able to merge into a computer interface and take control over all the systems. And they're on all the ships that are in orbit here. So you've got one on your ship. It's going to try to take over the ship. So that's not good and render it defenseless. So it tells you right here that a Babylon 5 episode is in game from season 4, episode 20. So if you want to go check that out. So there's some neat things here. They got the countdown. It's background developments and aims of the main antagonist, or the mole that's on this ship. And you can decide to freely trigger these or maybe roll them up. And it's going to be stuff like the sensors don't work, the systems restart. There's a random electric outburst kills an engineer. There is maybe you lose control of the ship, or the ship jumps towards the darkness. It jumps towards unknown space, and it's the home of the aliens who supplied the cybernetic tech. So that's pretty cool. You've got the ship the way it looks, its layout, letting you know all the particulars about it. The map is interesting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got different ways that you can traverse these different levels, and it's going to show you here on our different locations, with stuff obviously happening in different locations here. And I like how it's got like the elevators and corridors, so if we go back, we can see the corridors and we can see where the elevators are. It's kind of an abstract map, but I think it works pretty well. Of course, we're going to try to get to the mainframe, which is going to be up here on 5. And that's, of course, where our mole's going to be. So he's going to be he can integrate himself with technology and cables and stuff. And it says what looks like another dead victim is the telepath, enveloped in cables and controlling the ship. In between the computers, a dead body of another comp tech may be found. They have a pad with them, which has reset codes for the whole system, so you're going to need that. Their front is scorched from an extremely strong electrical burst. So you've got some encounters here, some environmental encounter tables that the mole is kind of doing. You can roll or just pick. It could be alarm sounds cause panic, sensors break down, electricity charges burst out from an open service panel and block a passage. Maybe there is energy that breaks down, darkness falls, followed by emergency lights, which is going to give you false hope. And then there's Ghost of the Machine. Pretty much there's going to be this like white noise in the background of some transmission. It's going to tell you here about hacking if you want to try to hack the system. And then it says, while this is mostly a scenario built with exploration in mind, the final fight may be a fight with the cybernetic telepath in control of the ship. It tells you about them, their attributes, their motivations, their actions, and then their attacks. So if it's attacked, it's got this electric outburst, shooting deadly electric energy outburst from the cables enveloping their hands, or it can overload the computer tower in the mainframe and cause it to explode, dealing excessive area damage. That's not good. And I like this. Should one final enemy be not enough, you can use 1 or 2 of its minions, which is a cable puppet. So a previously dead technician, his body is moved by cables enveloping it. And of course, it's got like a punch and a grapple. And it's kind of like a zombie a little bit. I would probably, if you wanted to have this a real big kind of monster scenario, you could have a couple of those throughout the ship and make this kind of like a real cool horror thing that's going on. And then it's got the end here. If you find the mole and destroy it, you still need to repair the internal damage and reinstall the systems once again. So it's pretty cool. I think it's a neat little scenario. It's definitely got a cool vibe, and I can see how it works with in-game. And it tells you afterwards, go watch that Babylon 5 episode, which I agree with. So there it is, Techwhispers. Check it out. Thanks.